There can only be one winner, and you're looking at him. Let's go.
Scrap Review. One of my favorite decks in the TCG. We finally have almost everything besides all the cards in this picture. The new scrap card is Scrap Dragon. Generic level 8 synchro. Any deck can use it. It can destroy any card on the field by destroying a card you control, including itself. That's nuts. But if you use it in a scrap deck specifically, when it is destroyed by your opponent, you could special summon any scrap from the grave that is a non-synchro. What's the best way to summon your Scrap Dragon? Scrap Chimera is one of the best ways to summon it. You summon Scrap Chimera, you get to special summon a Scrap Beast from the grave, then instant Scrap Dragon. It's a 1-card Scrap Dragon pop cards on the field, and then when it's destroyed, you could special summon a non-synchro Scrap from the grave. The best card to summon with your Scrap Dragon when Scrap Dragon is destroyed is Scrap Golem. Scrap Golem, once per turn, you could select a level 4 or lower scrap monster in your graveyard, special summon it onto your side of the field or your opponent's. Now, it could summon a level 4 or level 3 tuner, so you can make the Scrap Twin or Scrap Dragon. It's a loop. You make Scrap Dragon, it dies, you summon Golem, you special summon a tuner, you make another Scrap Dragon, it dies, you summon Scrap Golem back in the field. It's endless. Now, here's a normal setup to get that going. You could use Scrap Storm on Beast. Scrap Storm, you target your beast that you normal summoned. You're gonna set your Scrap Storm and use it on your opponent's turn, likely. You're gonna send a Chimera from your deck to the grave. Then Scrap Beast will activate when destroyed by Scrap Storm to also draw a card to then activate to add Chimera from the grave to your hand. Then you could normal summon your Chimera and make your Scrap Dragon. That's the combo. Here's a concept build. Basically, you just summon Scrap Dragon, pop cards your opponent controls, loop the Golem, Scrap Synchros, Sugoi! Enjoy the gameplay. So, Scrap Shark. We could open this with Scrap Shark. When an effect monster's effect or a spell slash trap's activated, destroy this card in the field. So we'll play Scrap Factory. Now, Scrap Factory will destroy the Scrap Shark. So Scrap Shark says, when destroyed by the effect of a scrap card, which it's destroying itself, you could send a scrap monster from your deck to the grave. So we'll focus on that in a second. But what is Scrap Factory doing? This says, when a face-up scrap on the field is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you could special summon a scrap monster from your deck. So we just opened broken. What the hell? This is it. We already did it. So now we could Scrap Golem, send Goblin to the grave with the Scrap Shard effect, activate Golem, special summon Goblin. This is turn 1. And then we make our Scrap Dragon. That's it. We made Scrap Dragon. If they do anything to Scrap Dragon will be destroyed and special summon Golem. Then Golem could resummon another Scrap Dragon. It's endless looping. They need to kill Golem twice. They need to kill your dragon and then kill Golem afterward. That's nuts. That's insane. I can't freaking believe that we opened like this, just like that. Just like that. And then you could, next turn, you could set Beast, pop the Beast, destroy a card they control. You could have it face up so it activates Scrap Factory, because when your face up scrap is destroyed, you could activate this effect. If anything happens to Scrap Dragon, we could special summon a scrap from the deck. This is the concept of the deck. That's it. That's it. Summon your Scrap Chimera, special summon your Scrap Beast, make your Scrap Dragon. It's just the deck is so much more consistent now. Scrap Dragon is such a big deal. Destroy any card in the field and resummoning from the grave and can be summoned with Chimera. That's it. That is Scraps. Get ready for it. It's coming. Darklords Review. Banishment of the Darklords, a brand new Darklord card. Oh my Jesus, I can't believe they gave us this card. Add a Darklord card from your deck to your hand. It could be a monster, it could be a spell, it could be a trap. You're gonna play 3. Search for anything. You're likely gonna search for Contact or your yugioh, which yugioh draws 2. Your Contact special summons from the grave. You could then copy the Banishment of the Darklords card in the grave with your yugioh effect while on the field. to then search for any Darklord card again. With a search card, you can now play more one-ofs to search. That's so powerful. Here's a concept of the deck. I would play it much differently. I would add more one-ofs because you could search them with your banishment of the Darklord. It's basically just a regular Darklord deck, just a lot more consistent. Enjoy the gameplay. With a hand like this, what you could do is you could activate your banishment to add a Darklord card from your deck to your hand. This would be kind of a bad hand, but now we could view our deck and add our yugioh. Yugioh says you could discard this card and one Darklord card to draw 2 cards. Now we could discard this and this, draw 2 cards. Bam, bam, nice. Now, I Am Dusk, you could discard this card and one Darklord card to target a Darklord in the graveyard, add it to your hand, whatever. We could, if we want, we could discard the Am Dusk and the yugioh to add. You could add the banishment Darklord from the grave back to the hand. Really? What the? You can only activate 1 per turn, but let's say we wanted to do that, so we do it. What the? And then we can activate Contact, Special Summon yugioh, and then on their turn, we could use the yugioh to target, you can pay 1,000 life, target 1 spell and trap in the grave, and then play its effect. Wait a second, you could even copy the search? This breaks the deck. This breaks the deck. Activate 1 banishment per turn, so you could even copy the banishment in the grave to search your deck for another. Holy crap. So we could special summon this with the effect of Contact, shuffling this back in the deck. And then we could summon Morning Star. That is consistent. That really makes this way more consistent. Being able to search for yugioh and then being able to copy a Darklord spell / trap in the grave, you could copy it to search again. So that's the quick concept of search to make your deck a lot better. Draw 2, draw Contact, draw into yugioh. Hell yes. Ultra Athletes Review. Get ready to slam jam. Super rare card, You a Perfect Ace. This is essentially a 2,500 defense Xian. This card negates and destroys monster effects, spell, and trap, but only on your opponent's turn and by discarding a card. It's really good. You could have 2 on the field, you get 2 negates. Love it. Now, Blockbacker. What does Blockbacker do? Blockbacker, by the way, all the Ultra Athletes, to summon them, all you have to do is return an Ultra Athlete on the field back to your hand to summon it. Make sure you check out my other Ultra Athlete videos, or I will definitely be making this video very soon. As soon as the box is released, you'll see the power of negating. Blockbacker, 2,700 defense, so you special summon it in defense. If your opponent special summons a monster, you change its battle position and you negate it forever. If they summon Silent Magician, it goes to defense and then it has no effect. It cannot negate spells forever. But if they summon Desperado, they could still chain Desperado's effect if it's within the battle phase where you are activating this effect to negate the Desperado. It's going to be difficult to decide to use this over Perfect Ace, honestly. Goalkeeper. Goalkeeper, 2,800 defense. I'm not sure if it will be used. It's good to stall with itself. During your opponent's turn, once per turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. You sit in defense, 2,800, can't be destroyed once per turn. That is very difficult to get over. UA Turnover Tactics. This card is nutty. Is it nutty enough to play? I'm not sure. Maybe just a one-of. Quick play. Shuffle all monsters on the field, including your opponents, back into the deck. Only if you control 2 or more Ultra Athletes with different names. Per monster shuffled into main deck only, can both players summon an equal amount of monsters from their main deck. So if you shuffle Fusion and Synchros back into your opponent's extra deck, they do not get to special summon monsters from their main deck. Combos with this card we just talked about, Blockbacker. So basically you summon Blockbacker after shuffling, onto the field, and then any monster they summon from the main deck, negate their effects, both of them that are summoned. If they summon 2, you negate 2 of their monsters with the block backer. That's pretty sugoi. But be careful. Be careful for Desperado, because like I said, if you do it in the battle phase, they could chain Desperado effect, but if you do this in main phase 1, you can negate the Desperado, but then it's 2800 attack. If they summon it in defense, you activate block backer to negate it, you put it into attack position, they can't activate its effect to destroy, but now it's 2800. It's big. Concept deck is just gonna be a regular UA deck with the ace, maybe a block backer, and a turnover. Love it. Flower Cardians. Oh my Jesus, this deck is weird and crazy. Nixon Boy says Flower Guardians is basically a spam the field in synchro by making all their levels level 2. Let's talk about this. This is the boss monster of the deck. You're not going to be able to summon this very frequently, but if you do summon this, what does it do? Any deck could summon it, but it's not worth summoning unless you have a Flower Cardian in the grave to banish to use its effect of negate effects from your opponent's graveyard, plus they cannot special summon from the grave. That's until the end of their next turn. When you activate this effect, it also has piercing damage. It also requires 2 or more non-tuner monsters. So honestly, it's not good to call it a generic level 6 because no other deck in their right mind is going to summon this. No way. What are the decks where its effect affects it? Ancient Gears, Gear Town cannot activate in the grave. No Silent Magician effect to summon level 8. All the field spells when sent to the grave for Trimids will not activate. The ritual monster effects do not activate when sent to the grave. They also cannot special summon from the grave with Vendrid. No Ancients effect, no Fuma effect, no Nemesis Warrior, and also Crystron can't special summon Soul from the grave. Grave effect. So this is not just Nemesis Warrior summoning itself from the grave. All of the Subterra monsters cannot be summoned at all with Nemesis Warrior effect. How do we summon it? With Butterfly. Butterfly, a level 6 tuner. How do we do this? It's the only tuner that's a Flower Cardian. Special summon by tributing any Flower Cardian on the field. When tributed and special summoned, you could draw a card. If the drawn card is a Flower Cardian, you have to send the card to the grave. Now, if you use itself plus all other monsters for a synchro, you could treat them all as level 2. So, Butterfly plus 2 other Flower Cardians equals your boss monster. There you go. That's the combo. Let's talk about the other cards. Flower Stacking. You activate it, you stack 3 Flower Cardian cards from anywhere in your deck on top of your deck in any order. Then on another turn, you could banish it to add a Flower Cardian from your grave to your hand. In the TCG, you would play 3 of this. In Duel Links, I'm not sure. Recardination. It's got 2 effects. Add a Flower Cardian from the grave to the hand, then special summon any Flower Cardian from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. So that's pretty good, because most of the Flower Cardians, when special summoned, will draw a card from your deck, just like the Butterfly. Now, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a Flower Cardian effect, you could look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add a spell/trap to your hand. How are you going to send it to the grave? Well, all of the Flower Cardians, when summoned, will draw a card. And if it's not a Flower Cardian monster, it goes to the grave. This is not a Flower Cardian monster. You're going to send it to the grave. It's going to activate. You're going to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add a spell or trap. Ooh boy! Pine, level 1, normal summon, draw a card, show it. If it's not a Flower Cardian, you send it to the grave. Okay, so let's talk about what else it does. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can draw a card, or if destroyed by card effect from your opponent. So an example is you're going to use your Flower Stacking to stack Butterfly on top of your deck. You're going to normal summon your Pine, you're going to draw your Butterfly, and then you're going to use Butterfly to tribute the Pine, and then you're going to draw another card, and there you go. Combos. Pine with Crane can only be summoned by tributing Pine, so it's kind of inconsistent. if you actually get it out, you get to draw a card and then special summon that card. Also, at the end of the battle phase, if you battled, you get to draw a card. It's not really worth talking too much about this. I'm not sure if it'll be good. Maybe a one of. Boar. Boar and deer are very similar. Boar, on special summon, draw a card, destroy an opponent's monster. Deer, on special summon, draw a card, destroy a back row card. So you get to tribute any Cardian to summon the boar or the deer. Very nice. It also does not target when it destroys. So they have no idea what you're going to destroy. Grass with Moon is similar to Pine with Crane, where it requires a specific flower Cardian to summon it. This requires a level 8, so it's inconsistent. That's why its effect is pretty good. You could draw a card, special summon what you drew, and you also get to destroy a card. You get to draw a card if you destroy an opponent's monster by battle. So kind of forget this too. Inconsistent. Zebra Grass. This is the only flower Cardian that could special summon that does not tribute a monster. All you have to do is have a level 7 or lower flower Cardian on the field, special summon it. Boom. Now, on special summon, you could shuffle any amount of flower Cardian monsters from your hand back in the deck to draw new cards. Love it. Here's a concept build. For those that hate Neos, I'm sorry. Neos is going to be the way to play this. Why? Elemental Hero Neos is a light level 7 warrior. You could shuffle it back in the deck to add Boar. Boar is the one when you special summon it, you destroy a monster. Boar is really important for the deck, so it makes it super consistent with light and dark. Also, drawing into Pine is so important. The level 1 on normal summon, draw a card. You could use 80 Changer. Shuffle 80 Changer back in the deck with the light and dark skill to add a Pine. Now you could normal summon it. So this is the way. Now also, with Recardination, when you draw a card with any of your flower Cardians and you mill your Recardination, you're gonna look at the top 5 cards of your deck. If there's a Neos Fusion, you're gonna add it to your hand and activate Neos Fusion. That's crazy. Top 5 cards, search for Neos Fusion. What Mate review. We have the Synchro. The Synchro sucks. It can attack directly. It's not worth talking about. We have Watt Dragonfly, which is a good Watt monster. If destroyed by your opponent's card, you could special summon a Watt from your deck. Consistency. It's a garbage deck type. I'm sorry. All the cards in the box, all of it, do not turn out to be a good Watt deck. But do you want Watts to be good? Look forward for Watt Cobra, Watt Giraffe, and Watt Pheasant. This is what to look forward to for when the deck will be good. Those cards are essentially attack directly cards with additional effects, and then your Dragonfly makes it more consistent. So we got Dragonfly, we're missing the rest. Look forward to it. Reptilianne review. The new card is Reptilianne Lamia. She is really, really good. She's a super rare.